How's it going, everybody? Francesco Blania here, and I am here to do another review on a sprinkler irrigation system. Why am I doing this? Well, this was actually my father's present for Father's Day. I got him a full-sized sprinkler system. Basically, two are supposed to be for the hose, and the other two are spare parts. Now, one thing you notice, the heads, are actually Nelson Beta 2 unbranded knockoffs. And why did I pick these? Well, funny story. When I was a kid in the 90s, the Nelson Beta 2s were the most popular sprinklers in the hardware store that I went to. And I've always wanted to pick one up. Unfortunately, they never saw daylight in my household or any other household. In fact, they pretty much changed to the M models, which are similar to these, but they have the triangle arm as opposed to the oval arm. And then after the M model came obviously the model that we all know, which is the circular arm, which became the mass-produced model. And unfortunately, it also became the last model, especially since Robert Bosch, the parent company of Nelson, they unfortunately closed their doors in 2008. So nowadays, you would pretty much find a Nelson sprinkler pretty much on eBay. But these guys were definitely the closest I can find to a Nelson Beta 2. Now, if you can actually see the actual sprinkler itself, I can tell you right now, these are not buyable as they are. By that I mean these were custom made, and by custom made I'm talking the spikes. I bought those separately. The same goes for the head. So basically, why did I do this? Well, when I saw the actual sprinkler with the spike, the green spike that was already attached to this, it only had this piece, which was standard, and this piece right here wasn't even there. So basically, if I got the actual sprinkler with the spike, I would have to buy an extra piece of equipment to connect these hoses together, and I didn't want to spend that extra money. So what I did was I went the long road and pretty much bought these spikes separate. So this is pretty much a custom build, and the reason why I bought these spikes is because, I mean, these pieces here, I can put them with any hose I want to, and I can pretty much water the grass with them. And again, these are it's a set of two, so it's basically a system of two. So 2 sprinklers, 2 replacement parts. And one thing I can definitely tell you is that these are wicked fast. I mean, yes, they're plastic, but they are wicked fast. And not to mention, they are high powered, so you will get soaked if you get splashed by them. They really are powerhouses. And to be honest with you, I cannot wait to try one out. So one other thing, as you can tell by the difference between the Nelson Beta 2 and this guy, the livery, as you can see from the color, is completely polar opposite. So basically, the arm is actually black. There's actually a yellow cap that's on top, and this funky design up here, it's actually a covered cap. So there's definitely a big difference between the Nelson Beta 2 and this guy. Also, another thing about the Nelson Beta 2, it's actually a bit slower as far as the pulse is concerned, but this guy is not to be messed with. This guy really will soak you, and it will soak you a lot. Not to mention, it's long range, so depends how you plan to use it, pretty much. And actually, what's funny is that you don't really see these often on YouTube. So I guess this is probably the first review ever that I'm ever gonna make with these kinds of sprinklers. So usually you would find these on Walmart or Amazon. I pretty much picked them up on Amazon, but again, I picked up only the heads. I did not pick up the spikes because the spikes, I would have to spend more money to find the connectors to connect these things particular to the hose, and not to mention these pieces were removed from the actual spike, so all you get is this connector and this little piece here to connect to another hose. So I was pretty much screwed if I would have gotten the sprinkler with the spike, so hence why I had to do all of this custom made. I mean, it was a pain in the ass to even look for them, but at the end of the day, hey, at least it's better than nothing. So let's go outside and test the sprinkler, shall we? So as you all saw from the big video of me demonstrating the sprinkler, you all saw that this piece is removable, so, and hose is pretty much connected here very easily. And again, this is pretty much a custom setup. And as you saw from the actual video, this thing is high powered, so you can pretty much mount it on a tripod to do irrigation. You can mount it on the grass. You can even go nuts with it. So yeah, this thing is definitely a beast, and especially if you are looking for Nelson Beta 2 brandless knockoffs, this is definitely the one. Again, I got this off Amazon. It's also available on Walmart, the Walmart online. And yeah, this guy is a beast on the grass. So when you set this guy up, you turn on the water, you're definitely gonna get soaked. I mean, to be honest with you, I actually almost got soaked because I got a bit too close to it, but then again, this thing is a super soaker with a punch. So yeah, I guess that's all I can say about this sprinkler. Actually, there is one thing I will say. If you do want to buy this sprinkler, I would recommend getting the spike separately again, because if you don't want to spend your extra money on the these connectors that are already built into these spikes when you actually buy the real sprinkler with the spike attached to it, I would recommend go for the separate spike, because you're going to have more control over your hose and everything. And again, by default, I bought them in twos, and two came in as spare. So if they break, which they're plastic, so of course they're probably going to break, hey, at least we got some spare parts. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.